Yellowstone National Park covers over 2.2 million acres of land that has beautiful waterfalls, spectacular thermal activity, and loads of wildlife. While not everything Yellowstone has to offer is easily accessible, there is a lot to see without going into the backcountry. In today's video, I'm showing you everything we did in a day visiting the lower loop of Yellowstone. Our first stop on this 96-mile loop was Fountain Paint Pots. While parking was tight, we did manage to snag a spot and walk along the boardwalk. This is part of the Lower Geyser Basin, which has some beautiful springs, a few small geysers to witness, and Fountain Geyser, which we didn't get to see erupt but does put on quite a show when it does go off. There are also some mud pots along the trail, and these are fun to watch as well, but they aren't the best mud pots on the lower loop. Those are actually located just up the road a few miles at Artist Paint Pots. Reaching these paint pots requires a short hike and some stairs as the paint pots are up on a ridge, but the force in which these paint pots sling mud in the air is incredible and can actually be heard far sooner than you can see it. Making it a must-see for anyone who can tolerate the hike. Both the view of the basin below and the other thermal features in the area just add to the beauty of this location, making it one of my favorite stops along the lower loop. Our next stop was Norris Geyser Basin. This is home to the largest geyser in the world, Steamboat Geyser, and is also the hottest and most acidic area in the park. Like many other geyser gazers, it would be a dream come true for me to see a Steamboat Geyser eruption, which has sent water up to 380 feet in the air and has destroyed much of the trees around it. Today we settled for a minor eruption and enjoyed a few of the other thermal features that Norris Geyser Basin has to offer, since Steamboat decided to stay quiet that day. For our next stop, we took a break from all of the thermal features and journeyed to the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone. At over 20 miles long and at a depth of over 1,000 feet, the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone is a spectacular sight, and it contains two major waterfalls, the Upper and Lower Falls. We first took the South Rim Drive to get a view of the Lower Falls from Artist Point. This is the larger of the two falls at a height of 308 feet and also gives a great view of the canyon. If you want to get an up-close look at the lower falls, you can also go to the brink of the lower falls, which is just spectacular to witness. However, you will have to work for this view, as this 0.7 mile out and back trail has an elevation gain of 265 feet, but again, it was totally worth it. For an easier hike, you can also go to the brink of the Upper Falls, which has a height of 109 feet. Again, totally worth the walk and getting out of your car to check out this view. Our last stop of the day that we had planned was Mud Volcano, but as we drove through Hayden Valley, we made a couple of detours to admire some buffalo that happened to be on the side of the road, but we, of course, made sure we were a safe distance away. Remember, buffaloes do charge people, so don't get too close. Mud Volcano is an interesting thermal basin with a lot of larger bodies of water found at various heights throughout the trail. There are lots of bubbling lakes and loud fumaroles along the path, and they are very muddy, which makes the name Mud Volcano make perfect sense. But despite all of the mud, it is definitely worth a stop, and we enjoyed our time there and really do recommend it if you can tolerate, again, going up the side of the mountain. Well, this was every stop we made in a day. We also visited West Thumb Geyser Basin and the Upper Geyser Basin on this trip, so make sure to subscribe and check out those videos as well. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!